What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Elliott Delp. This is Sparky back again like he never left.
That's right, new hand and all.
New hand and all. He got completely replaced.
Like
that is
don't you?
Luke Skywalker in this bitch. We're going to be doing a review on the Vortex Viper. This is one of their micro red dot series. As you can see here, we have it mounted on like a canted mount type thing. This thing is a $350 MSRP micro dot. This thing was not sent out to us by Vortex. Vortex doesn't know who we are. They don't care. This was picked up on my own dime. Will say that this was picked up used. I bought it off of a buddy at work, came with an R socket mount and the Viper itself. The caveat to this was, and I didn't find this out until here recently, I can't get it off of the R socket mount. So the testing that has been done on this exclusively ran on
air side.
on the rifle. I did not get to putting pistol time on it just because I haven't been able to get it off of it. So
He did one of the no-nos.
He Loctited the thing to it.
He put the permanent Loctite on there.
And I was like, how are you supposed to change battery if this thing goes bad? That's the number one question. So let's talk a little bit about the features of the Viper and how it's set up, how it runs, how it compares to other, micro dots of its nature, especially for the money. All right, so first things first, this is Vortex, which means you get to carry on the Vortex warranty.
That's right.
So if I screw it up too bad, taking it off, could just claim the Vortex warranty.
Well, yeah, it's unconditional lifetime warranty.
Yeah.
As long as they can identify they made it, you can replace it.
So I just need to make sure that that doesn't burn off and that the Vortex logo.
They can, even with the logos off, they can figure it out.
That's one of the big things about buying Vortex is their awesome warranty. I'd already previously mentioned the price point, MSRP $350. You can find it like $150 to something like that. If you're buying it on PSA, they often have great deals on Vortex stuff. All right, some more specific specifications for it. There's no magnification, but it does have a 6 MOA dot. So when you're looking through it, it has like it takes up 6 MOA worth of whatever you're aiming at some specific distance. The windage and elevation adjustments on it are pretty basic. It has like 120 MOA in either direction, which is
pretty. That's about
a ton.
That's all you need. That's all you need in a low reflex.
Yeah, it's super.
Micro red dot,
yeah, a little micro red dot. It's super small, super compact. It weighs about like an ounce or something. It's about 1.5 inches long. So I mean, it's super tight. It reminds me a lot of the Venom. We did a Venom review on the channel not too long ago, and when I was looking through them and looking at them, I thought just. I don't know the actual statistics, but it looked like the Venom had a little bit more, I guess, field of view through the optic, but that was just me. And
this is just the nicer of the two. Yeah,
and other than that, it's just a very basic, budget-oriented little red dot. I've liked running it really good on the Stag here. So we have the Stag 15, which I do an absolute ton of reviews on.
Yes.
One of my favorite rifles. We have, running the main optic here is the AccuFire Atro 8. Is what I usually run on this thing. It's a fantastic LPVO. We got the HRT Tactical Light up here. This is new to the build. I've just been, this is the first day it's ever been on this rifle. I like it a little bit. Some things I don't like about it, you can't run it here on the other side because it'll put, the mounting system's on one way. So I guess you could, and it would run it just low.
Yeah.
With an upside down
logo,
which
can't do that.
Can't do that. That defeats the purpose of having anything cool on your rifle. But anyway, that's the build I've been running it on, and the R socket mount. That's the second R socket mount I have. I have one for the Hollow Sun 508 when I ran this thing on the Daniels Defense. So the R socket mounts are fantastic mounts. They're just
got big cheddar.
A little expensive. The Vortex pattern, it's super common. If you can find plates for them really easy.
Oh yeah.
I have, I have one Vortex plate for the HK VP9. I got them for Glocks. They're inexpensive. They're cheap. You just Google Vortex plate.
And a lot of firearms coming with them.
Yeah. Well, when I bought the Glock 19, it came with plates for everything.
Yeah.
When I bought the 47, it came with plates for nothing.
Well, yeah, you're paying for the extra number they put on there.
Yeah, the higher number.
Yeah.
I think Glock just got cheap and quit shipping them with plates.
Probably right. I like this so far. I like shooting it. here recently, I really enjoy it. It's real crisp dot.
Yeah,
it's easy to find.
It was a very crisp dot. It's a nice, clean
That's
dot.
the biggest thing I picked up from between this and the Venom was the dot.
So wait,
stupid crisp.
Like the Hollow Sun. What do you like better, the reticle in this one, or just a traditional dot?
I like traditional dot
instead of the circle with the cross through it.
Mm-hmm. I like a traditional dot. That is easier to find because it's bigger.
Yeah.
And that takes it. I think that takes away from field of view.
Yeah.
A little bit for me, like, you know, that bigger, you know, reticle, whatever you want to call it, in there. It takes up some of the field of view, I think, because half of your sight is this red, you know, this dot.
But the good thing with that,
whatever's inside of that, you should be hitting. So I could see plus and minuses. I like just the dot. That's just me. But this Viper it's crisp.
Yeah, it's
Easy
nice.
to find.
You know, we got the multi-coated lens, all that stuff. It's water resistant. You know, typical stuff you would expect to find
a red dot
with a micro red. Yeah, with a micro red dot. But it's really not that expensive if you pick it up from PSA. If you're finding it at a store, I bet you're going to pay like
$250.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. About $250. Basically, cut $100 off of whatever Vortex says it is on their website.
And that's what you're
probably going to end up paying for. Yeah.
That's any MSRP.
Yeah, I mean, it was like with the stupid Maverick 88, they were saying it was like $270 some or something like that. It's too expensive. That's the biggest thing about these micro red dots are super simplistic.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot to them. There's an emitter that shoots it up onto the glass, and that's about it. You're not running with a lot of features on these things, especially like this one. It doesn't have any solar capabilities, so it's not like picking up any ambient light and magnifying the illumination on it.
Which could be a downside to some people. Some people might want that. You know, that might be a feature some people want, but that's going to drive the price up.
Yeah, exactly. Just like, you know, that Hollow Sun. It is a nice feature to have. It's not necessarily 100% necessary. And this is kind of like one of those things that you can buy this. It works good. It doesn't have a lot of the crazy features. Like this Hollow Sun, it has different reticle settings in it. So you know how I had that circle with the crosshair? Well, you can do a circle dot, you can do just a dot, you can filter through them.
Okay, I got you.
Where this is just, you know, that 6 MOA dot, and that's it.
Which some people might want, someone like me might just want just bare bones, just want that dot.
Yeah, and you don't need all the different
options, you know.
Custom. Yeah. And I totally understand it. It's very simplistic, and you don't have to pay for the extra features if you don't want them.
Exactly.
And that's kind of where I think this, you know, shines and appeals to that market.
I think Vortex does a good job of, you know, producing products that fit gaps that people want.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, these things, this type of optic is really like booming right now. The micro, the reflex, the micro red dot, whatever you want to call it, is kind of just, you know, out there right now. It's huge. Everybody wants one. Everybody needs one.
You're seeing a bunch on builds like this with LPVO or more magnified optic, canted like this. You're seeing a bunch of them on shotguns. A lot of guys are putting these on turkey guns.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're seeing a lot on turkey guns.
And that's something I'm looking for now, is something for that. And
a little micro.
A little micro for the Versamax. And then, like, so handguns, obviously, same way. And so these are getting more and more popular. And the more and more more and more brands are making different ones. Hollow Sun makes how many different?
Like a ton of them. There are like 4 or 5 of them.
So like there's the market's getting flooded with them. So you're gonna see the prices of everything starting to come down.
And that's good.
That's great for us.
Because I mean, I think they're very useful. Like this, if you're running it, like if you're already up on 6 or 8 magnification, and you're taking those longer distance shots, you can quickly transition to something a little bit more, you know, close range.
And I could see this for a hunting application too. Like say you're using, AR, like a Grendel or something like that, and you didn't say a deer snuck in on you.
Super close. You can quickly, transition.
Just cant the rifle, and you're ready to rock and roll. You're just limiting some movement.
Yeah, and that's the thing with these. These are not meant to take long range shots.
No, they're from quick transitions to CQB.
Well, yeah, to like that 25, 50 yard. The way this is set up is you have to cant the rifle, and when you start canting the rifle, you're changing how that bullet shoots. So like, you know, when you're shooting like this, the bullet...
Changing the plane a little bit.
Yeah, you're changing the plane. The barrel naturally rises up, the bullet, casts out. So when you cant it, the bullet's casting sideways now. So depending on how it's sighted and how it's zeroed, it's going to shoot a little bit different.
Exactly.
And when you turn it like that, so it gets harder and harder to shoot longer range, because now you're sending that bullet this way instead of just straight up. So you have a little bit more going on.
Exactly. So like I said, this is meant for
that closer
CQB
range. Yeah.
kind of stuff.
You know, just, you know, you're sitting here, you're doing like
50 yards in.
Yeah, that's what I would say. I mean, you could stretch it further, but for the most part, 50 yards in it.
So which do you prefer, the Viper or the Holosun?
Holosun's a lot more expensive.
Yeah, but
So I prefer the Holosun.
you like the features?
I like the features of it. I don't necessarily think the changing of the reticle is that important. I like the fact that if I'm low on battery, the solar kicks in and it does a really, really good job. I will say that. And I mean, it does a noticeably good job. And like, even if the battery's not all the way on, it'll adjust like for the ambient light. So it'll change the reticle. I don't have
brightness of it.
Yeah, it'll change the brightness of it without me having to actually change the brightness.
That is nice.
So like it'll just adjust to like if I walk out there in the sunlight, or if I'm staying in here where it's shade, it'll automatically adjust it to where, you know, it sees it good.
That's nice.
Yeah. Whereas this, you have to manually
up and down.
Yeah, up and down.
But like, so there's your price point difference.
Yeah, it's like $200 difference or something like that. I think the Holosun's like $300 or $400. I can't remember. Whereas this is, you know,
150 to 200,
150 to 200. So, but I mean, for what it is, it works really well. I'm like running it here on this little wrecky-ish type build. I think it does good.
Oh yeah. And like I said, Vortex, you're getting that warranty.
Yeah. So I think that about does it for this review of this little Viper Micro. If we ever are able to get it off of the Arisaka, you might see an update, might not. You should check me out on Instagram though, where you can see photos of it all. And if I start running it on the 47, you'll know, because you'll see me post pictures of it there. So as always, guys, we really appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. As always, take some outdoors. Peace.